steps away from the terminal. Breeze through security to over 65 daily nonstops to more than 20 major destinations. And with ONT Plus, your friends can zip through TSA to meet you at any food or shopping location. No boarding pass required. Plenty of time to let the good times roll before taking off. Visit SoCalSoEasy.com to plan your summer getaway through ONT.
The Barnes firm has years of experience handling thousands of car crash cases. We will give you the support you need and help to get the best result possible.
Now at 5, a sad story out of South Pasadena. What we know about a woman stabbed to death in her home. Her grandchildren found her.
Plus, a heads up before the shaking stars. The new tech update rolling out.
And the heat is finally here. It took until June, but we are finally feeling the first significant heat of the season. The news at 5 starts now.
This is NBC4 News at 5.
We begin with the weather, hotter all around, but there's an excessive heat warning in the inland areas. Good evening, everyone. I'm Annabelle Sedano.
And I'm Michael Brownlee in for Colleen here tonight. Unless you were following us on air or online, you might not have known we'd go from gray to hot so quickly. Now, Christian Casadas is live in the Inland Empire, but we begin with meteorologist Melissa McGee and your first alert forecast. Melissa.
Yeah, Michael and Annabelle, it is really all about your location today because we still do have that June gloom at the coast, but inland, it is all about the heat, especially for the inland valleys, the mountains and the desert. So I want to talk about the high temperatures so far today, and you could really see where that ridge of high pressure is starting to build on in. Palmdale today, 104 degrees. Victorville in at 102. San Bernardino in at 93. Move down across areas in the San Fernando Valley. Van Nuys, yes, it is warm, and at 87. In Irvine, just 72 degrees. So we do have the excessive heat warnings, but you can see the concentration is out across the Antelope Valley, the Apple and Lucerne Valleys, out across the high desert, the Coachella Valley for Palm Springs and Indio. Then we've got a heat advisory shaded in orange for the Inland Empire. So these will stay up until 9 p.m. on Friday. It's all about your location, as I was mentioning, because at the coast, what heat? It is 66 degrees in LAX, but as you head inland, already 81 for the basin. We've got 102 in Victorville and 85 degrees there in Riverside. Here's the reason why things are really starting to heat up away from the water. We've got this ridge of high pressure that is in control, so it's starting to thin out that marine layer and really allow that heat to blossom across our inland communities. So we'll talk about what we can expect. We've got that marine layer, which is keeping things cooler closer to the coast as well as the basin. As we travel away from that region, it's hotter for the inland valleys, the mountains, and the deserts. And for these spots, temperatures are at least 15 degrees above average. So a reminder to keep yourself cool and hydrated over the next few days. We'll talk about it all coming up with your first alert forecast. So send it back over your way.
All right, Melissa, thank you very much for that. And it's a perfect day to hit the pool or the splash pad in the Inland Empire, where temperatures reach the 90s. NBC4's Christian Casares joins us live from Riverside with how many beat the heat. Christian.
Well, Annabelle, there's no doubt today was a warm day, but it really comes down to who you talk to, right? On one side, if you talk to any of the kids, they will tell you today was a great day. They got to be outside, maybe at the pool, or maybe they're here at Fairmount Park, really cooling off in the splash pad here that you see. You can hear them screaming and laughing as they're really having a good time out here. But on the other side, if you talk to parents, well, many of them told us they've been keeping an eye on their children and on themselves for any signs of heat stroke.
It was a wet start for Diana Mejia and her son, who just moved to Corona from Long Beach. A splash pad, an easy fix on a hot day.
We don't like it for the most part, but we make the best of it.
Mejia brought food, water, and sunscreen to make the best of their time outdoors.
Places like this help us cool off and kind of get away, and it's good for everyone, including my son, special needs. We try to have him socialize.
But not so much great time for Marty, whose playtime was limited on account of the hot pavement.
So we walk early, usually really early when the heat waves start, and I definitely check the cement as far as heat.
But how much is enough water on days like today? Dr. Charlie Abraham says the key is to pace yourself.
People underestimate how much water they should have every day. You should aim for at least 10 cups a day in general, unless you have other conditions like heart failure or kidney disease, and you should consult with your physician.
Dr. Abraham says dizziness, fatigue, sweating, and even muscle pains are some of the signs to watch for when you are outdoors on hot days. Simple signs, he says, that can become serious and even deadly.
These diseases are preventable, but the sad reality is every year, over 1,200 people die in the United States from it.